Hello beautiful dog people and welcome back to the channel, or if this is the first time then welcome. Today we're going to talk about LICKIMAT and how to actually use them and introduce them to your dog if it's the first time you have even considered maybe using them. Or you have tried and you didn't have any success, or your dog didn't like it, or your dog chewed through it, etc. So we're going to talk about how you can actually get started with a LICKIMAT and how you can be successful by introducing this to your dog. So Lickimats, and I have done a whole video about the different type of Lickimats which you can find down below. So I'm not going into detail about the different types of Lickimat in this video because you can find it all down below in the other video. But I really do want to talk about how to use this tool, because Lickimats are an amazing tool and it can be really great for training. It can be such a great tool to feed your dog, to slow your dog down, to help them soothe their anxiety, to calm them down, to use for training, to use for crate training, to use for boundary training, and so much more. So in order to get there though, we need to leverage this tool properly, because otherwise we'll not get any of these benefits, because you have a dog who doesn't really know what to do with it, who is not engaged in using this, who loses interest after they have maybe licked off or eaten off the easy bits, and then walks off or maybe chews through it. So Lickimats, as you can probably tell, are not indestructible, and neither do they need to be. I have 4 dogs, all of them like to chew, and I have 2 bully breeds. I have one extra large bully, an XL bully, and they could all easily chew through these. Easily. But they don't. And they don't because the value for them is not in chewing this, but the value is on what I put on this, or how I use it. So the goal is not to buy an indestructible tool or toy. The goal is to teach your dog what you want them to do with a Lickimats. And in order to do this properly, we're going to introduce it slowly and make it fun for your dog. So if you have a dog who's experienced in using a Lickimats, you can obviously use the whole plate of it. So if you have a dog who's like really experienced in this, you can go and basically fill the whole section of the Lickimats. If you have a dog who is not yet experienced, you want to stick to the middle bit and only fill the middle bit. So you're going to stay in the middle and you stay away from these edges. Like, properly stay away from the edges. Only fill a bit of what your dog really likes, and this could be cottage cheese, this could be whatever really, like liver paste, some wet food, whatever gets your dog going, and you pop it in the middle. Only in the middle. Just a tiny bit in the middle. Don't make it too tough, don't press it too hard onto it. Just make it enough, like interesting enough that it's still a bit loose maybe, so they can easily get success by having quick wins, but also by getting into the habit of licking this off. And then you supervise your dog while they do this. So important, you are not leaving your dog alone with this and leaving this to your dog without supervision. No, we can't do this yet because your dog doesn't know what to do with it. If your dog starts to chew the corners or anything, you are going to not tell them off, because they're not going really far with this, and we don't want to punish behavior around the Lickimats, because this shall be a reward. This is a positive thing, right? So we do want, in order to get them to have a positive experience, but also still keep them away from the edges or the corners, we're going to redirect them to something else. So you ideally have something they really like in your hand. So this could be either like a kibble or a toy. You can throw it away, you can disengage them from the Lickimats and then retry. Either just right after to just get them back to the middle and have them lick and see how they get on. A couple of days later, whatever works for you and your dog. You know your dog best, and if you're not really sure about what your dog likes or not, I have a free worksheet on my webpage, which I link down below, where you can really get to know your dog, understand your dog, and it has different points of what to look for when you are interacting with your dog. So you can build basically a really good foundation with your dog and really discover what your dog likes. It's for free, I will link it down below. So back to our Lickimats, you're going to introduce again this to your dog until your dog gets it that, hey, there's a really yummy bit just in the middle. And if I lick it, I get to the yummy bit, but if I chew it, you know, it's no longer there. So you, again, redirect your dog away from it to something else and then get them engaged with the Lickimats until your dog gets it. Once your dog gets it, you can spread it a bit further. We are still not in the corners. We're not getting into the corners yet, but we spread it a bit further out. And then over time you can spread it out to the whole plate and get really creative, and you will see there's beautiful designs on Instagram. However, you want to take this really slow because these are great tools, and if I give my dogs the Lickimat, I don't need to put anything around them, so I don't put them into the holder, the indoor holder or anything. I have it, but I don't really use it because we don't need it, because this mat, and again, they can easily carry it around, they could easily chew it, has no value for them if the food is off. If they have licked the food off, this has no longer value. So, and also by now, I'm talking and all my dogs are asleep next to me, so they don't care because this has no value. If I get food out, they would be way more interested. So I can leave this out. Yeah, if I leave the house or whatever, and I prepare them a Lickimat, they know, hey, I'm leaving the house, that's fine for them. And they're going to be entertained, and, you know, then they go to sleep or whatever. I can leave this out, it's not a problem. If your dog is not there yet, please don't leave it out, because you will be buying and rebuying these things. Yeah, so they are not made to be chewed, and you can teach your dog to not chew them. The value is on the Lickimat, and you want to build it up slowly, go slowly in the middle, and then, you know, fill it out more. You also want to make it easy and something really tasty at the beginning. So later on, you can spread just your dog's meal, just add in like their wet food or whatever. Fine, you know, if they got the hang of it, they will go for it. But if you have a dog who's maybe not too foodie, or who's maybe not too food driven, or is very new to this, make it something really yummy, make it really easy. Maybe some peanut butter, be careful that it's like doggy safe peanut butter, or maybe some sardines, whatever really your dog likes, and then build the value up. Yeah, don't freeze it. You can freeze them later, yes, but don't freeze it at the beginning, and just really go slowly and build the value up for the Lickimat. And then this can be an amazing tool and really truly a gift you give to your dog.